Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Djokovic moment that you've all been waiting for. Especially all the legal pundits out there, the agitators, the dissenters. We're on to something. Check this out.
The people of this nation will no longer be burdened by what many say is a never-ending gravy train. The justice system, that will be set right. All current courts shall continue to deal with all corporate entities, companies, organisations and others, but cases against people will be heard in superior common law courts and not be caught up in the current fraud taking place where there exist presumptions skillfully tricking you into believing you are bound by their application. You are not a straw man. You are not a legal fiction. You are a living being, man or woman, a living being. And this will be taught and explained to all Kiwis to empower and free the people from yet more lies. Unless there is a victim, there can be no crime. You shall no longer be used as a government cash cow or to bolster the coffers of other state agencies. Coming from a background in law, as I do, steeped in the traditional ways of the New Zealand legal system, it has been a huge bridge for me to cross, and I can now see how important it is to help others to understand the nuanced weaponization of our legal system against us. A higher law, fully entrenched constitution, shall be proposed to you, the people, seeking your valuable input. It will be a constitution that effectively limits the powers of government, and it will enshrine and protect our God-given natural rights, and it will hold them inviolate. We will also criminally investigate all who have acted against the people of this nation. Whether dealing with historical or recent crimes, these investigations will not be characterized by the usual vacuous lip service, the whitewashes, and the intentionally toothless terms of reference of recent token government inquiries. Instead, they shall be credible. Their scope shall be wide and deep. No area will be off limits or exempt from scrutiny. The jab injuries and deaths, the Lake Alice investigation, which needs to be reopened, the bribery, the corruption, the treason, and the crimes against humanity. These are all the main areas in need of thorough sunlight and justice. All whistleblowers will receive full protection for telling the rest of us about the wrongdoings you have witnessed. The whistleblowers will be the heroic ones, helping us to clean up our country from within. You can research the Opal files yourselves if you wish to get some idea of the depths of corruption within New Zealand over the years. And always trust that the truth shall set us all free. We often hear that the children are our future, a lovely political byline that means nothing now, because nothing good ever really comes from government to ensure that our children actually inherit a healthy, happy, safe and prosperous future. It's meaningless verbiage that we've heard from every politician. The future of our children is not for sale, leverage or negotiation. We shall also protect them from all means of exploitation.
Right, so for all the legal pundits out there that have been going at it themselves as self-representing litigants or joining common law groups or all the stuff, right? But we all know what's going on, and the fraud has become more and more clear to everyone, and all the trusts and all the personage and all that sort of stuff has all been well documented. Everyone has been called crazy. All the mainstream madness, I call them, not mainstream media, they're called mainstream madness because they are mad. Those guys have been saying that we've been deluded, making these convoluted arguments about these sort of stuff. But anyway, the developments are very exciting, I'll tell you right now. So what's happened is that. Now, this is big. I'll tell you why this is big. Because I've been around the joint. I know who's in with what and who understands what's going on and who doesn't. And then to know that I can stand back and see, well, I haven't got no answer, but I can see where everyone's got a positive and where everyone's got a hole in their work. Big bodies of work too. So you've got Brian Shaw's work, then you've got cast of documents, you've got Rock Cullerton over in the West Coast, you've got, all these people, the Justinian deception stuff up north, all this sort of stuff, right? There's heaps of good stuff coming around, all around the country. Everyone's been working together, but from my own experience, what it seems like, what it was, meeting these people in person, was that they seemed like they were all like thoroughbreds, absolute legends, and, like just so well trained in what they were doing. Like a thoroughbred, and they're all running the same race, but they all got the blinkers on, right? They can't see what each others are doing, or because they're so focused in what they're doing, they just can't see what the others are doing. And I was, working really hard to get that sort of man. It's very hard to get that cross connection and connection going, but it's, I'm happy to report today it's coming to fruition. I just want to tell you this because I'm an intuitive type of person. And then today we've had some big things happen. So I had a call from WA. The contact was, and you need to go to this website, and this person who started this website built me a website at Epic in 2 hours in the back of a van, right? Now, and I'll just give away this. She, right, was the first one to go back to WA over the border and be charged and all that sort of stuff, but contest in the court and win, right? From that moment, starts working with Rod Cullerton's teams, or even a bit before that maybe, working with Rod Cullerton's team because they're in WA and they're freedom fighting, and then Rod's been ex-former senator that did bring to fruition some stuff that they've done that wasn't quite right, which is what we're trying to say now, which is not a little, it's a big thing. And he's done that. So, look, there's a lot of shit going on behind the scenes, as in, because you've got Brian Shaw, his documents have got Rod Cullerton charged. But realistically, I think Brian might need to revisit that charge, because I think what he charged Rod might have now been bringing to light, which I've got to ask Brian about. But anyway, I'll leave that another time. The main thing is this, that in Western Australia, we got Mr. Rod Cullerton, and behind every great man is a great woman, that are becoming on board with the fact of the legal facts, of the argument that's coming from a lot of people in the courtrooms that have been labelled, for the lack of a fucking better term, because these idiots can't think of correct dialect to articulate autodidacts that like to self-represent themselves. But anyway, say sovereign citizens. So what's happened is that now we've got a former former federal senator who is coming to the realisation of where thousands of us, which is going to be soon tens of thousands and then millions of Australians, are going to figure out. And it's quite exciting. It really is. It really, really is exciting. So, because now the Western Australian team knew that we had connections through the East Coast team and wants to reach out so that we can get connected with what's going on overseas. Although we need to have a round table discussion of how to apply everything here and not get caught up with shit that's happening over there, wherever that might be. Australia first. Not Australia first park and party. We're going to put all our countrymen first before we think about anybody else's backyard. That's all I want to say. So, and that means we have to have some sort of a round table where we come together with the people who are doing these bodies of work, who have got these bodies of work that I'm talking about. And what I'm talking about is people like Brian Shaw, people like Dick Yardley, people like Ken Bartel, these sort of cats that are, written books, published books, that are on our side, that have been stacked up against, you know, the Romley Stewarts, Rowan, you know, we got to go Joe Gavin. We're going to tear this thing apart. The whole thing. I'm telling you. We've got the best of literally every department in that legal sense. What it is that no one knows and no one's claimed, which is that whole essence of it, to be one entity. But I'm telling you now, ladies and gentlemen, that it is. It's there. It didn't leave. The people that were at Epic, the hundreds of thousands of people at Epic that experienced that love and that connection, that then got forced out by the police. All the police did was send that love in little pods home that all went out and just buried it and boom! And connected. And that's where we're at right now. Now, what's come to light as well is that not only the West is hooking up with the East, North, South of Australia, is that today, also, from one of the researchers, and I'll give it a shout out, JJ, says, Johnny, have you seen this? Blah, blah, blah. Now we've got New Zealand Loyal, which is a political party that launched 10 days ago in New Zealand. Now you got to listen to this, and you'll see what I'm talking about, and you'll see that the tide is turning, ladies and gentlemen. So all for the people that know and have educated themselves and have gone to the courts and have put themselves at the coalface, today's a huge win. Huge win. Like, I'm talking monstrumental, massive, huge. Like this shit is historical. I'm telling you, right? I know because I'm in the middle of a court case and I'm going to be bringing these things in to my case at the case conference. Not even at the court case, at the case conference, because I've got that sorted out. If you want tips on that sort of stuff, let me know. Now, it's big. It's huge. We're coming to and our sister country, brother country, whatever, right next door, our Anzacs, the New Zealanders, they're on it. And they're kicking goals. Now, what I can see is that Rod Carlton is hooking up the East Coast. He's got that sort of stature of that can make this a legitimate through all the assemblies, gathering it together. We need to get together as a people, ideate, have proper summits, right? Not paid. No one needs to get paid. Just the right people need to go, right? And then communicate through all the channels that we've already got established. What, how, and when things are going to be done, and move forward as one. So share, please, people, and share the good news. Share this video. Some people won't get it. Some people won't connect all the dots, but the legal pundits, the people out there that are in there, you know what's going on. Connect the dots. We've got New Zealand legitimate 10 days ago. They're getting smashed by Facebook, so we need to get people to share that shit, share their page, share what this lady's saying, share this video. And we're going to connect with them. We have got people from the East Coast, up on the sunny coast, and Mooka and all those guys there. And judge, they're connecting with the New Zealanders. So we've got East, West, North, South. We've got New Zealand. We are coming together, ladies and gentlemen. So please share this stuff. Get excited. And if you don't know what's going on, you might want to start paying attention.